Welcome to Food Talk with Shirin. So today's recipe is one that I have shared earlier on my channel, but a very different version of that. I'm talking of the butter chicken. Now, I'm going to let Parina tell me why is this butter chicken different from what I have shared earlier.
It doesn't have any butter.
No cream.
No cream.
A little bit of ghee.
It has enough ghee. Let's just put it like that. Yeah, it has enough ghee.
So it's a butter chicken without butter and cream. So you can eat it guilt-free.
Absolutely, completely guilt-free.
So let's quickly check out the recipe. But before we do that, make sure you've subscribed to Food Talk with Shirin. And please do follow both our Instagram handles, Food Talk with Shirin and
Nikki.in. So this recipe is all about flavor. We'll start with marinating the chicken. So we are adding some tandoori
chicken masala. Yes.
Chicken masala.
And some salt and pepper.
Yeah.
So I'll just give this a mix.
So we're going to start with cooking the marinated chicken first, and it has to be cooked on high heat, followed by a couple of minutes on simmer. That should retain the moisture of the chicken.
Yes.
So the whole recipe should take about 20 grams of ghee for frying the chicken and cooking it. Maybe you can add about 8 grams.
So a little more than quarter of the quantity.
Yeah, a little more than that. Now that we've cooked the chicken, let's move to the next step, which is going to start with blanched tomatoes.
Yes. I'm sure all of you know how to blanch tomatoes, but in case you do not know, what you need to do is you take the tomato on the underside, mark a cross with a knife so that the skin is ruptured, and then you pour hot water onto it. Let it sit there for a couple of minutes and then just move it into cold water. So you will slowly see the skin peeling off. So peel the skin and cut it into pieces. So that's what I've done here. And into this go some coriander leaves
And some green
chilies. So this is one green chili. So this now needs to be pureed.
Yes. Now that the chicken and the tomatoes are ready to go and set aside, we're going to get to the third element of this recipe, which is onions.
So we're going to fry it in some ghee again.
Yeah, a little bit, maybe a couple of drops should be sufficient.
And along with that, we're adding cashews. So cashews is what gives the creaminess to this dish.
That is why you can avoid the butter
and the cream.
And replace it with healthy fats instead of saturated fats. Once the onions change color and the cashews are a bit caramelized, we will let it cool down and then we will create a coarse paste out of that. Now that the onions are ready, let's start assembling the whole dish. We're gonna add some ghee to the pan and start adding the spices to it.
So it is all the dry spices which go in first into
Yes.
this, right?
Then we add the tomato puree,
Yeah.
followed by the onions. And once that gravy is ready, we cook the chicken a little more with that before setting it on the table.
Great.